take it back. Okay, I'm just
So if
saying.
you get the money back, don't spend it.
I'm just saying, I think, I'm wondering whether they can try and split the baby and not give the money back and rule it illegal. I don't know if there's an avenue for that.
Now you want Eric Adams to be mayor.
What's that?
Now you want Eric Adams to be
I
mayor.
don't want Eric.
No, so you're dreaming.
Yeah. Yeah, get him out of there already. I can't get out of his own way.
What about the bombing yesterday?
Which one?
Where they
Doha.
In Doha.
Did they say anybody who they killed even? They didn't say.
They haven't publicized. They said the main people still survived. They said, we don't know.
That's what they said, they survived?
They said the main, only one semi people got killed and the others were on the next supposedly.
They have a committee of 5 right now, Hamas.
And none of them got killed?
And maybe one of them got killed. But there are other people under them who got killed.
The question is, does it mean the hostages are never coming out under these circumstances? Or does it make them more likely to release hostages? Who knows? Let's waste time.
All right.
Okay.
Look at this, we're going to start the Shulchan Aruch, Chodesh Shana. Let's start Tav Kuf Peitet. Tav Kuf Peitet. At the end, since we have enough tissues, we put a tissue because tomorrow probably continue when we finish. Instead of taking 5 minutes to. Tav Kuf Peitet. If you look at the pages, it's page
Kuf Samech Hey.
This is new, it's few pages for you.
No, I'm getting there.
Okay, got it.
Which halakha?
הלכה, תקפ"ט, סעיף א'. מי הם הראויים לתקיעת שופר? So the rule, many of the rules here apply in many other places, but it's written here because whoever ראש שנה, כל שאינו מחויב בדבר, whoever is not obligated to listen to שופר, אינו מוציא אחרים ידי חובתם. Right? So the woman cannot blow because she is not chayav. Look at the Mishnah Berurah, כל שאינו מחויב בדבר, היינו שאינו מחויב בעצם. What does it mean בעצם? תקפ"ט. אינו מחויב בעצם means, let's say Paul suddenly blew shofar בני שערי ציון, באמת is not מחויב. On the way home, someone can you blow shofar for my father? How can Paul blow shofar? He's not מחויב. The answer is he's מחויב בעצם. He is a man who is chayav. Right now he fulfilled his obligation. אינו מחויב בעצם is like a woman or a child. They are never chayav. Right? So היינו שאינו מחויב בעצם הוא כדלקמן. אבל אם הוא מחויב, אלא שיצא מצווה. He already fulfilled his obligation. יכול להוציא ואפילו לברך בשביל חברו. Remember, this is written here in shofar, but this is across the board. I heard shofar. I read the Megillah already. And etc. I can do it for others as long as to begin with I had my own chiyuv. Because if I never had my chiyuv, okay, this is easy.
Or you can get to that. Is it the same as Kiddush Friday night when you make it for other people? Go to the hospital.
It's similar, correct? Yes, Kiddush is very similar. Right. First time you made Kiddush for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to.
If you make it for somebody in the hospital, then you go home and have dinner. Is it a similar situation?
No, it's exactly the same. The difference is, let's say in this case, I have to blow shofar in 4 places.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the best place for me to be yourself for myself?
Yeah.
Number 4 or number 1? Since we're saying anyway, that even if I fulfill my obligation, we'll talk about it later. But the example Rani gave is a good example. Shofar is the same as Kiddush. Shofar is the same as Megillah. But Cheresh, Shote, Bekatan. a man is deaf mute or deaf. פטורים דעת העבודה. says מרן וחירש, deaf man, אפילו מדבר. בת ואינו שומע, אינו מוציא. This is a חידוש גדול מאוד, right? Because he is חייב בשופר, is temporary, forever, is unable to fulfill his obligation. You see, up till now, a woman is never chayav. A man who is deaf, not mute, is a regular person. He's unable to. The kevan, אינו שומע, Rabbi Chiyuva spent a long time on that, but he's hinting to you is that the main point of the mitzvah is to hear the shofar. He is unable to hear. So, Rabbi Chiyuva, let me ask you a question. A woman cannot write tefillin. Why? Because she's not chayav in mitzvah tefillin. If she wrote beautiful parchments, it's beautiful to display, but it's pasuk.
Yeah, but this is
Right? Kol she'eno bekeshira. Right? If you are not in the mitzvah of ukshata, very nice. What happened if a scribe, unfortunately, lost his left hand? He is patur from tefillin for the rest of his life. Can he still be a scribe?
Oh,
He doesn't have the mitzvah.
but he's
The answer is,
technically
of course,
eligible,
yes.
just can't.
Not only eligible, he's obligated to
Obligated,
put,
yeah.
he's unable, doesn't have his
Yes,
left
can't.
hand.
But that's sort of the same thing with this deaf person, right, yeah.
This is a big question that all the Acharonim are really bothered by.
But the fact
Why is if someone is deaf mute, we understand that he's exempt from the mitzvah. But if he's only deaf, he's missing the tool or the organ to fulfill the mitzvah. And Maran is saying he cannot blow for others. So you see from here something totally new. Okay, how it's being explained in many ways, but you see that if there's no way you can ever do the mitzvah for yourself,
Can't do for others.
see, this is something totally new. If you cannot do the mitzvah for yourself, which means theoretically you can lose as a deaf man if it's not you. It's chayav. There's no way you can ever do the mitzvah. Based on that, what happens if someone is wearing headphones, doesn't hear a sound? Can he blow for others or not? Coming to shul, cannot hear noises. Right, this man right now, in the situation now,
He can't hear
of course, depends on the way we define it, the way we are defining it. If you define it, a man that legally can never fulfill his obligation, this guy can take off his headphones, no problem. But if it means that currently, when I am doing it for you, זה דברים עמוקים מאוד.
An Israeli who comes here, and the second day he can't say Kiddush for someone else.
Right. This is a good example. This is a good example because the Israeli here לא חייב בכלל. But the question is backwards, yeah? So the question is like this: an American goes to Israel, right? Theoretically, if he decides to stay there, we're talking about the citizen, not the nonsense that people say. But so right now he is able to change his status. Yes? Later when we come to Sukkah, we'll talk about Yom Tov Sheni. But remember, this is a famous Maran. If you are deaf and not mute, and you're missing the organ when it comes to shofar, since the mitzvah is to hear, this is why you cannot do motzi others. See, if Maran would say, motzi, he says, La bar chiyuva, it's not even chayav. Why is it not chayav? You can say it's chayav, but he's unable to be motzi. He continues now, Rama continues. אבל שומע ואינו מדבר. The opposite. You can hear, but you cannot speak. But מוציא אחרים, you can blow for others. See, look at Mishnah Berurah said.
Rabbi, what is what does he have, they have to say, what does he have to tell us that? It seems obvious from the Shulchan Aruch.
No, you're right, but he wants to make sure that you
Slow
understand
down.
that only by shofar, because the mitzvah is shemiyah,
Shomer.
correct. If the man is deaf,
But it says, the Kevan She'eno
okay,
Shomer,
please,
It's just- so just being extra careful.
This is written for us. Now look at the Mishnah Berurah. אבל שומע ואינו מדבר, ואפילו לכתחילה יכול אחר לברך, והוא תוקע.
Oh, wow.
You realize what goes on here? This man cannot talk, but someone has to make the beracha for the kahal. So someone stands next to him. He is making the beracha, and this guy is blowing. The answer is, it's obvious that the two can be split because each one,
Partnership.
right? Because each one of us,
Like going up to.
On Rosh
like going
Hashanah.
to Sefer Torah.
similar to Sefer Torah, each one of us has two obligations: to heal, to make the beracha. Both sides makes the beracha and blows. You can easily split it. So if someone is mute, not deaf, someone would make the beracha for the kahal and he's motzi the guy that is mute also. Then the tikiyot,
משנה ברורה, ב' כל זמן שלא ידין אשר הביא שתי שערות, אינו יכול לקטוע.
we'll go
We'll
over
go
it.
back to, okay.
In a minute we'll go over it. Look at second and ד' אבל שומע ואינו מדבר. So we just read it. אפילו לכתחילה יכול אחר לברך, you can split. How about a deaf man that
Oh,
has
Hearing aids.
hearing aids? It's a big halachic question today because there are
He has
two
some
types.
hearing and the
Oh.
hearing aids are enhancing
Right,
it,
so
or he
there are
has
two
no.
there.
Is there such a thing as having no hearing? You can get
Right,
it.
there are two types. You can see approximately 5% of the older people in this crowd, in every crowd,
And hearing aids.
and
Yeah.
they can hear.
Yeah, they
If
have
you,
some
if you
hearing.
stand next to them, you hear.
My wife.
I cannot hear you good. I cannot hear you.
There's some people have what they call, they have what they call a cochlear implant. They have some,
Yeah.
where it's
Yes.
actually more than a hearing aid. It's a,
Yeah.
Physical
That's-
device
That's
they
a
put
more
it.
severe.
yeah,
case.
but still they have some hearing.
See, but you see, this is the point. Look, he says simply, חירש ששומע על ידי כלי, there's a device. He didn't have
No
the,
device,
he didn't have the sophisticated stuff that we have today. חייב בשופר, not only that, it's חייב
חייב.
בשופר. Now, can he blow for others? Depends exactly the severity of his. See, if they are implanting into his brain something, it's a very big question. But if you can hear, not perfect, and then any device that you have, yeah, the question is, we never think about it, but can he walk out on Shabbat with this machine? The person has an hearing aid. Let's say you're not in deal, either Brooklyn. You're in places there's no roof for sure.
Why is that different than a cane, where a guy
Why-
can't walk
yeah,
without the
why-
cane, if he's
it's-
relying on it, if it's becomes part of his.
Well, what's the answer to your last question?
It's
You
part of
cannot,
the-
if you cannot walk without a cane.
Then you
the
can't,
cane
yeah.
But
is
here
the
you
same
can
as your
hear,
leg.
Just a little
You
bit
can
more.
hear, it's just more difficult.
Who says that you have to hear perfect with your machines? Then
Can you say the same thing about reading glasses? No.
Well,
You cannot,
can carry,
everyone
yeah.
agrees you cannot carry.
No,
reading
right.
glasses.
Yeah, I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying.
See, hearing aid, David is saying.
The thing is
correctly,
like the
it's
reading
very,
glasses.
very similar to.
It's definitely not considered wearing something, right? It's not like a garment. It's
No,
not
but you
on
see,
seat.
But the hearing
Walking-
aid he wears 100, he may wear it 124 or every waking hour.
Right.
The reading glasses come on and off.
Okay, but many people, when they go to sleep, they have a hearing aid. Take it out.
Yeah, I
Okay,
said
okay.
waking, I said waking hours, waking
Yeah,
hours.
yeah, it depends, no, that depends on the severity of the,
Yeah.
no, but it's not so simple.
No, of course.
Or the question is, maybe it becomes part
Of your body.
of your body.
Uh-huh.
Depends a lot on the types of machines.
Wow.
If it's
First one that
implanted-
wrote about it is Absalom Orbach because his mother, this is 90 years ago.
Of course, it's implanted, that becomes part of it, but if it's a piece.
Implanted,
done it off,
everyone
so it's
agrees
very-
with that. Yeah, but you have a device, a big device. Let's look now and see if, Gimel. Let's look and see if Gimel. Isha Petura. A woman is exempt from the mitzvah of shofar. Should have a mitzvah aseh as mangel.
Yet every woman wants to come to shul to hear the shofar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but they don't take good, it's broken lulav. That's like a little bit of
It's just,
Yes, remember on Rosh Hashanah, we are still at the level that we believe that something is going on up there. You like to add a little. But you see, the definition, it's clear to us that this is mangel. Okay?
Yeah.
So here's an interesting question. We're going to read this Shabbat, mitzvah bikurim. Right?
So Rabbi, if the women are peturot from the mitzvah, so when a man blows it for them, like in the house, do they make the bracha or not?
Yeah.
No. Ashkenazic woman, yes. No.
Okay.
The Baal Tokeh, my shul goes to few houses, he tells the ladies, you make the bracha.
oh, it tells them to make
I'll blow you.
Yeah.
Because it's Ashkenaz.
We don't have the bracha at
We
all.
don't have the bracha, so it's not a problem. See, bikurim can be brought from Shavuot till Sukkot. If you bring bikurim from Shavuot till Sukkot, you bring and you say the pesukim, you got it here, right? If you somehow missed it till Sukkot, you can bring it till Chanukah. You don't say the pesukim, right? Now, should we say that if a woman is a farmer, she is patur because this is Mam Rama? Remember, there is a.
Is gonna mean the time of the day or the time of the year?
So be'emet, it's interesting. There is a pasuk that exempts the woman. If she's a farmer, she doesn't have to pay. Question is why? Why do I need a pasuk? In general, every mitzvah, shofar is Mang Rama. The same, okay, later I'll see the same. Try to think of the difference between bringing bikurim that might not be considered Mang Rama and shofar. So one of the, remember, this is a question discussed hundreds of years ago. Shofar, we can blow shofar today. Every Ashkenazic shul this morning, they blow shofar. But the Torah says, even though the act can be done every day, the Torah says, do it on the first Chodesh Tishrei. This is Mang Rama. I cannot bring bikurim on Pesach because the fruit are not available. See, if there's a Mang Rama, it's not that the mitzvah can be done. It's Mang Rama because there's no mitzvah. The object is not available. Says it Geonut. When he says he wants to say that this is not considered as Mang Rama, this is why I need a pasuk. You hear why? Again, lulav I can take every day of the year. The Torah says that the 15th take it. Okay, it's Mang Rama. The Torah says don't do it today, tomorrow, 15th. Bikurim, if I want to bring up Purim, there's no Bikurim because there's no fruit. The Bikurim have to grow in your field in the land of Israel. There's no the grapes never ripe. If you take it further, take Kiddush Levana. Kiddush Levana, no one, neither Ashkenazi nor Sephardic movement, they never say. Would you say it's Mang Rama because we can say it only till the 15th? Some say no. The moon is not available after the 15th.
Oh.
Here it's the same idea. Mang Rama means if the sliver of the moon can be seen from A to 30, right? Halacha says up to 15. It's not so. The sliver doesn't exist after the 15th because from the 15th you have the full moon. This is why if you look in Magen Abraham brings Kabbalistic reasons why a woman should not say that. Some say because of Mang Rama Yira, it's very similar to Bikurim. This is a big discussion in the Acharonim. The next halacha.
I just want to ask you back on
Oh,
the
yeah,
only
yeah,
because
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
basic question.
Let's read it first. Let's read it. Go back to the first
So
page.
last line on the
Look
bottom.
at the Mishnah Berurah on the bottom. Says Vekatan.
Yeah.
Says Mishnah Berurah. אפילו אם הוא בן י"ג שנה. So remember, bias, minor is up to 13. Of course, it's incorrect. Minor is age. Human size, it could be 16. Legally, you're katan. So we became 13. Our kids became, we never checked it. A kid becomes bar mitzvah. Remember, it's 13 today. Today is Friday. Can his father ask him Friday night, wow, you are? Make Kiddush for everyone. The answer is, if it's a mitzvah deoraita, you cannot rely on chazakah. Chazakah means
That's my question. I guess you knew my question.
the only question you can ask.
Oh, yes, because I thought there's a chazakah for a 13-year-old without, you know.
The chazakah that Eli refers to, the Gemara Ketubot says, הגיע לכלל שנים, הגיע לכלל סימנים. We assume
They go hand in
But
hand.
this chazakah is used only by mitzvot derabanan, not mitzvot deoraita.
Wow.
Correct?
Wow. So where does that go to? 15, 16? I mean, is there a point we always have to check once?
You need statistics. Statistics. By 13, the statistics is much
You're
more.
saying if he has a beard, then we have to.
Absolute, right,
Oh, because if he has a beard, then we have a chazakah that he has it.
Has it.
Yes, okay.
No, so therefore, for instance, this is an interesting question, right? Because okay, it's not the time to talk. Is the Kiddush Friday night Minat Torah or not? Yes. If Kiddush Friday night is Minat Torah,
then yeah, you can't do it
because
out.
we pray Arbit, we can also move for this, assuming it's Minat Torah as we all take. So a kid cannot make it. You can ask him Eli to be the Chazan in Shul.
No, I understand the
ask him
whole
to
thing.
make-
I just was, the question was on the chazakah thing.
You
The
can ask him to
chazakah
make
part.
Kiddush during the day. You can ask him to make Kiddush on Yom
Oh,
Tov.
Right.
Not on Friday night, because from all the Kiddushim, only time is Minat Torah. So this is, אפילו אם הוא בן י"ג שנה, he says, כל זמן, as long as, שלא יבין על שהביא שתי שערות, if we don't know for a fact, he has puberty signs, אינו יכול לתקוע להוציא אחרים. And now Eli, look at the משנה ברורה, is so careful. Look at the bottom, שער הציון, Eli, bet, see bet? שער הציון is always, if you want to see the source, or the Mishnah Berurah took it, you go, מבואר בפוסקים, Eli, חזקה דרבה. What you said, the חזקה that you were talking, is called חזקה דרבה. אינו מועיל לעניין דאורייתא, see דאורייתא. See, Eli's question should be, עבד ביום השני. Second day of Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a
Second
problem.
day of Rosh Hashanah is not near Torah today at least. So therefore, a minor that is
Okay.
13, we didn't check it, would be good. Even if the halacha would tell us not to, it's only because gezerah. But as far as the rule, the answer is yes. Now, the Shulchan Aruch is speaking on interesting cases. Androgynos, motzi et mino. Yes?
So,
All the androgynos are the same. They're a mixture of a male or female. It's not sometimes you're A, sometimes you're B. Tum. Today it doesn't exist because normally doctors right away operate when they decide. They have statistics from every whatever 5,000 babies, one baby is. So they operate right away and they decide what is the sex of the
But even
baby.
if they make that decision, is that considered valid, or the person was born in such a way that they don't have a gender?
Some great rabbis claim that sometimes it's possible that they decide, let's say,
Yeah.
he's a female, they operate on it, it could be a male, it could be a question of homosexuality.
Yeah.
In halachic terminology, you understand?
Yeah.
It's the decision of doctors. So here, androgynos, motzi et mino, tumtum, אפילו את מינו אינו מוציא. Why? Because if you see a man and you're not sure if he's a male or a female, he might be a male, so he can be motzi,
Yeah.
but he might be a female.
And then he may
And
not
the
be.
one he wants to be motzi
Can't be.
could be the opposite.
Yeah.
But tumtum means that we don't know what he is. The look Mishnah Berurah.
Shouldn't he be able to see a woman either way? Is it a woman he could see if a
A
woman
woman,
and a
correct.
man?
A
he
woman,
could see-
yeah, but for another
Correct.
man, for
Very
a man,
good, very
perhaps no.
Good. Look what he says now. Look Mishnah B'Wahei. מוציא את מינו, וכל אנדרוגינוס שווים. שיש להם, they have the two זכרות ונקבות. ואם הוא בכלל זכר, if we would decide that he is a male, גם חברו בכלל זכר. אבל אינו יכול להוציא את שאינו מינו, ושמו בכלל נקבה. אנדרוגינוס is, see, this is why it's a fascinating from a halachic point of view. I'm using the word creature not to put him down. Some opinions that are saying that he's like a new species called androgynos. Is he the regular species that we are? It's a mixture of both. You give him both. Or
A, B, and C.
So just a few years ago, we would go by the genetics, but
Correct.
now they want to throw the genetics out the window because it
The
doesn't
doesn't serve what they want to preach.
Yeah, but otherwise we would have gone by XXXY.
Okay, listen, this is where it's going to end. We'll see, yes? Look further. Okay, so we said before, fine. Now, look a second and see if Shulchan. This is fascinating cases that the Gemara discusses, but here it's practical. Misha Chetzio Eved v'Chetzio Ben Chori. The Gemara in many places discusses you have two partners that own a non-Jewish slave. One says he's a very good man. Here it is. I'm sending him free. I'm giving him a document. So this guy is half completely Jewish, and half is a slave. Now, but you see, the Shulchan Aruch is discussing it. You realize 1/2 of this human being is a complete Jew like me and you. But 1/2 is a slave. Eino motzi, even himself. You realize? He's a perfect Baal Tokea. He cannot blow even for himself. Why? Because
He's not 100%.
no, but the question is, I understand why he cannot stand in shul and blow for the crowd. Because he's not completely.
But half of him is.
Half of him is
chayav.
answer is, but the half that you are a regular human being has to hear a perfect kiyah. If you blow for yourself, when you blow for yourself, half of your kiyah is from a woman. It's fascinating. No,
you're talking about Ben Chorin, the half slave. It's a woman. Okay.
Look again. Misha Chetzio Eved.
He doesn't have the same full obligation, the same full capacity.
Enormous, I mean, the Chidush, what he's saying, of course, is that even on himself, I feel that that's more betzarich, sheyitkalo, the one to blow for him, is a Ben Chorin, a regular person. Okay, now you have this Seif Vav. We talk a million times during the year about it, but this is the place. Maran talks about it only here. The Rama talks about it in Tzitzit. Look at Seif Vav. Ava Pisha Nashim Petuot, יכולות לתקוע ילד. It doesn't say יכולות לשמוע. They can blow for themselves.
And
וכן, here your question before, אחר שיצא כבר, here your question comes up now, אחר, a man that fulfilled his obligation, יכול לתקוע להוציאה. אבל, אין מברכות, this is Maran like the Rambam, any mitzvah that's man gerama, the woman cannot say the bracha, velo yevarchu lהם. This is not simple. Again, a man is blown for a woman. But let's understand why he's able to blow for her. Let's understand why can't he say the bracha for them. If she is patur from the bracha, and I already fulfilled my obligation, how can I make the bracha for you? If the lady listens to me blowing, I'm blowing the same way I can blow for man. I'm blowing, the woman hears the shofar from a ben chiyuv. But if I fulfill my obligation, she is not chayav
One
b'bracha.
way you're doing it for her.
Yes,
Or is a Ashkenaz woman chayav bracha if she's blowing?
she's not.
I mean, if
not
she's
chayav.
hearing, I should say.
No, but she's not chayav. She can. You see in a
She
minute.
can, but when she does, she has to have a
In a minute,
bracha.
in a minute.
So they
That's
go
it,
together as
that's it,
a team, you know.
that's it,
Could
that's
a
it.
woman blow for other women?
Yeah. This Maran says open.
Yeah.
אף על פי, look again, רני, at the beginning. אף על פי שנשים פטורות יכולות לתקוע. She can blow. וכן, אחר, המייל, שיצא כבר, it fulfilled his obligation, יכול לתקוע להוציאה, אבל אין מברכות, ולא יברכו להם. So remember, this is across the board. This is a mitzvah שהזמן רמה. Since you are exempt, you cannot make a bracha. So another man cannot make a bracha for you. Before we read the Rama,
Yes.
who disagrees, and this is across the board by Sukkot, by Ulav. Let's see the Mishnah Berurah. Look at Mishnah Berurah אחרת. יכולות לתקוע. So first the Mishnah Berurah explains why is Maran telling us יכולות. Why would you think that she cannot? He says, ולא אמרינן, מכיוון דפטורות, יש חילול יום טוב בתקיעתן. You cannot blow shofar on Shabbat.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe if she's exempt, this is like chilul yom tov. No, the kaimalan gadol gadol hametzuve ve'oseh male. We are greater than this mitzvah, and we she'eino metzuve, which is the lady ve'oseh alma. ומי שאינו מצווה ועושה, whoever is not commanded, but is doing it, of course it counts as a mitzvah, but not as big as now here. והוא הדין, קטן, the kid is 10-11, יכול לתקוע for himself or other kids. אף לכתחילה, כדי שיתחנך, וכדי יתר לקמן, why is it saying it? You might think, okay, a woman is an adult. The kid is a kid. Maybe it's Chilul Yom Tov. He says, no, you can go. Now, continue the Mishnah Berurah. וכן אחר שיצא כבר, a male who fulfilled his obligation can blow for the woman. רוצה לומר, אף שיצא, even though he fulfilled his obligation. And listen carefully what he's saying, then we'll discuss it. כלא אמרינן, we might say, כיוון שהוא עצמו אינו צריך עתה לתקוע, I fulfilled my obligation. Two, עובר משום שבות. Maybe I'm doing an עבירה by blowing for a woman because she's not obligated, I fulfilled my obligation. No. ומכל מקום, כקצת מצווה, יש להם בתקיעתם. So here's the point.
No, the Gemara says it's not a mitzvah for
What?
a woman, that if she does it voluntarily. Even Sfaradim, even though we don't say bracha, they all agree that there's a mitzvah there.
Right, like everyone agrees that the lady,
She has some
There's a-
obligation, the question is how do you fulfill it?
she
Not an obligation, she has a mitzvah.
has a mitzvah, so that's the real question. Right. She fulfills the mitzvah that she's not obligated. So the real question is that yes, as you mentioned before, I can say Kiddush 10 times Friday night because it's my obligation to assist him because he cannot do it and he's chayav min haTorah. Remember, so arvut means my obligation as a Jew is to make sure. But here I have no obligation to help the woman; she's not chayav. See, why am I able to blow a shofar for a lady? If I'm going to blow shofar for another man, he's obligated.
Yeah,
I am obligated to assist him.
so she has a shred of obligation, you know.
This is
Not an obligation, no,
She
but
has
it's
a
not
shred
an
of opportunity or
opportunity of doing a
qualification,
mitzvah.
a shred of
so we see
being eligible.
Rabbi,
Can
big
you even
chidush.
stretch it? Can you even stretch it that you may not even be able to carry it? If you already.
You can't carry it anyway.
No,
If you
if you already
cannot blow
blew.
for her, of course you cannot
There's no purpose.
carry it.
Right, if you already blew.
But if you blew, you cannot take it home.
You can't take it home.
Okay, but in general, I mean, you don't think about it. By Ashkenazim, we take the Koracha home every day, Shabbat.
Yeah.
What gives me the right
Oh.
to take the Koracha back? I can leave it tomorrow, I'm coming back for it.
You know, because Eruv you're talking now,
I'm talking about there's no rule, it's not deal.
they can
We're
carry
in
it
Chicago.
anywhere.
Not on Shabbat, but on
No,
regular.
remember, on Yom
during
Tov,
the
on
week.
Yom Tov, Rani. On Yom Tov, I can carry
Oh.
anything that I need for Yom Tov. yes.
That's sorry, right.
If you have a keyhole there, right? So the key to your house you can carry. But if you have an extra key for your house in deal, you have to take it off before Yom Tov because you can't, not necessary.
The minimus.
Right? What gives me the right to carry my book, and the answer is only because your Koracha might
You're
disappear.
afraid of losing it,
But remember, now go back now to the woman. The woman has no obligation. Why am I able to blow the shofar for her?
Yes.
And of course, David, if everyone was insured, you cannot take the shofar home. Unless you have a precious shofar that is important to you, it's misplaced or whatever. But otherwise, so you
She
see.
doesn't have an obligation, but she has a shred of opportunity.
Right, so this is
valid?
right, but this is it's a fiduciary. Yes. That my obligation of Arvut is not only for him because he's obligated. If you, the lady, would listen,
There's some benefits.
it's far from being simple. Yes.
Is there a machloket if this is our vote for women? Or is that between women only? Or man for a woman?
Well, here we have the case.
We spoke a few times. Yes.
Okay, no, I know you did. I thought I remember
It's
back
the
there's a
Rosh.
machloket.
Everyone knows the Rosh. The Rosh says, "En avut ben hashim." So the question is, so the Noda Yehuda took it. There's no avut ben hashim.
But
Rabbi Akiva Eger says, "En avut" means that a mitzvah that she's not obligated. The argument over there is as follows. Listen carefully. The Gemara in Berachot says that if a woman is not chayav b'Birkat Hamazon, this is what we spoke about it, Minat Torah, she cannot be mutzi her husband.
Right.
And the question is why? Listen carefully now. Eli is on a diet, he eats only one slice of bread. I ate 3 slices. I'm chayav Minat Torah b'Birkat Hamazon, Eli chayav mid'Rabbanan. Eli is able to say Birkat Hamazon for me, even though
he didn't have
Because
the
he's
full amount.
chayav
bread.
mid'Rabbanan.
Because he could eat more bread. He could get to that stage, no?
In a minute. But right now, if you ate
No,
only
he
one
hasn't
slice of
fulfilled.
bread, so how can Eli say Birkat Hamazon for me? All the Rishonim are asking it, Rashi, to
Because he's
support the
a
Rosh.
different reason to
So
start.
the Rosh, this is where the issue comes in. The Rosh says, well, Arvut. Eli is obligated to have every Jew for shofar, is obligated to have every Jew that needs Birkat Hamazon. But so if so, why does Eli have to eat one slice of bread? Why
Maybe,
don't you say that Eli should do it?
Feeding anything.
Because the pasuk says "Ve'achalta b'sabach."
Yes, he's some.
So it shouldn't sound like a lie. If Eli, but theoretically, the same as
Even if you had
shofar.
half a slice of bread, no.
No, Kazak. That's the
You
big
have to have at
Kazak.
least something to get in the game.
Kazak. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, so the Rosh is asking. So let's say a woman is not chayav min Torah. She is not. Why can't she say Birkat Hamazon for her husband the same as Eli is saying?
Not yet. It's,
This is what the Rosh comes in. It drops a bomb. He says, "By man, the concept is arbut. Arbut, I'm responsible for others. A woman is not in arbut. Comes in Noda Yehuda 300 years ago. Says the Rosh says no arbut. So according to the Rosh, says Noda Yehuda, the wife Friday night, if she prayed arbit, she cannot make it use for her husband. The only reason Eli can make it 5 times with arbut, there's no arbut.
so since she hasn't
He
yet,
lowers himself.
since she hasn't
but
yet,
Come,
cleared
Rabbi.
Shabbat,
Okay, but it's a long discussion.
Yeah, it really is.
Comes Rabbi Akiva Eger, no, at the point, Rabbi Akiva Eger says, I totally disagree with you. Listen good. Listen good to the definition I'm saying. What is Arvut? Arvut means Paul Satan blew shofar, right? Is potentially chayav, the shofar, he fulfilled his obligation. What Arvut says, that Paul Satan can blow for an old man in the block to revive his original chiyuv. You know what Arvut is? If you have the chiyuv, little David mentioned, but if a woman is not chayav in Birkat HaMazon, there's nothing to about. See, this is what the Rosh meant to say. The woman is not in Arvut. Not that she's out of the concept. Kiddush, she's the same as men. So the same as a man can make Kiddush 10 times, we mutzi other people, so is she. And only by Birkat HaMazon, or this type of berachot.
Right?
There's not, not only do it. If she has an original chiyuv, even if you fulfilled it, the Arvut can revive it.
So a woman can actually say it again for a man.
Correct.
Yeah, that's
Says,
true.
this is the machloket of
Yeah.
Akiva Eger, and exactly.
I see.
A woman, I made Kiddush Friday night for me and my wife. Okay? My wife goes to visit an old couple, and the husband says, I don't feel good, can you say Kiddush for me? Rabbi Akiva Eger says, of course, yes.
Wow.
Because in the mitzvah of Kiddush, you are the same as your husband.
Yeah.
Says no Rabbi Yehuda, no, the Rosh told us there's no avut. He says there's no avut because you were never chayav to begin with. Brilliant machloket.
Would the Rosh have a problem with a woman blowing for other women?
No, everyone.
Everyone agrees that
Everyone
there.
agrees at the same
level.
They're the same level as you.
So,
Especially by you, there's no bracha, it's not a problem.
no, I know that, but have they accomplished anything?
It's an interesting, it's a fascinating. So look, this is Maran. Maran is very clear. A man can blow for a woman can blow for herself, but she cannot make a bracha. Need the man make the bracha for her. Comes the Rama. Here, look at the Rama Haga. המנהג שנשים מברכות על מצוות עשה שהזמן גרמה. The custom is that Ashkenazic women do make bracha in Sukkah, do make bracha in Shofar. על כן, גם כאן מברכות לעצמם. Listen to this now. אבל אחרים לא יברכו להם אם כבר יצאו. Paul Satan is going to blow shofar to his mother. Let's say he's Ashkenazi. He cannot make the bracha for her because he's not chayav. See, if he never blew today, he can say the bracha because he's saying it for himself, for her too. This is what he says, אבל האחרים לא יברכו להם, אם כבר יצאו, הם תוקעים רק לנשים. See, when we spoke before, the machloket between Rabbi Akiva Eger and Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Akiva Eger is a brilliant proof. This is what he says. We learned on top of the page, the man that is deaf, not mute, not blow shofar for others. Says Rabbi Akiva Eger, why? Arvut. Why don't you say the same way that Paul Satan, if he heard shofar, can blow shofar again even though he's not chayav because of Arvut? Let's take this deaf man and say, okay, you cannot fulfill the mitzvah, but it's for others.
Someone else.
The answer is Arvut can revive an existing chiyuv.
If it doesn't, it's not there.
The cheresh is not there. This halacha that we learned here, it's a beautiful raya. Yes. Otherwise, okay, you have a problem, you cannot eat. But after I fulfilled my mitzvah, I'm not chayav either. The answer is Arvut. Why don't you kick? Why should Arvut kick in? The answer is there's nothing to revive.
I'm not sure I understand why with the Ashkenaz he can't say the bracha for an Ashkenaz woman.
Because the woman is not chayav.
But if she blows, but if she hears the shofar,
If she blows,
if she hears, she's chayav with the bracha, right?
she's not chayav with the bracha. This is the
No,
answer.
it's not.
She has the right to
She
make
has
a
the right to say
You
bracha.
will
She has.
See, Eli's question is based, he assumed, but it's not so. she's not chayav, she's permitted to make it. The same way.
So
that
she has a choice whether to hear the shofar with the bracha or without a
Exactly,
bracha. And
exactly,
it's the same thing.
exactly.
Yeah, I guess. Anybody can hear the shofar.
Now
It's
look
the
now,
same.
Mishnah Berurah Yud Aleph. Remember I asked you before, a man who goes to blow in 10 places, should it be Yotzei the first time or the last
Yeah,
time?
that was the question we did about.
Look what he says.
Is he better off?
ועל כן, יש אומרים, ויתקע להם, קודם שישמע תקיעות בבית הכנסת. If you want to make your grandmother happy, she should be the first one. Then you can make שהחיינו and the bracha לשמוע כל שופר for yourself, so she's יוצא with the bracha. But otherwise, if you fulfill your obligation, this is where the point comes.
So a person in shul and he wants to go to his mother after shul, he's not in that good position, so to speak, because he already did it in shul.
Unless he would say shul to
No,
himself,
he's not gonna be.
I'm blowing for 200 people, but
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
not for
yet for
myself.
myself.
But he's still gonna say, he's not gonna say Shachayanu, he is going to, for the
The
kahal.
Shariah is not the question, the question is the bracha לשמוע כל שופר.
Yeah, that I got.
מקראת המצוות. אלא יתקע להם. How come it's a very, remember, this is already, this system is already 1,000 years. So whatever people do, but here we have a
Shows you
rare opportunity to get it.
the essence of the mitzvah.
So if a woman's gonna blow, let's say she's blowing for herself though, for the first time. She's gonna say Ashkenaz woman. So she's gonna say Shachayanu, or she's not, right? She's not gonna,
The mitzvah that you don't have to have any Shechiyanu.
you don't, because it's not an obligation.
Shechiyanu b'kimanu. That's my
Came upon her at that time, it never came. It's not
I don't have to wear a suit, I mean, the say Shachayanu, since we have to wear a chiyuv, I mean.
If you buy a suit, you have an obligation to do. You're not obligated to buy.
Yeah.
You're not obligated to buy a new koratch. You buy a new koratch for Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah,
Now that
you-
you
yeah,
bought
you
it,
have the
it's a
chiyuv.
new garment. Makes you happy. He says something really fascinating. Look what he says. אבל במגן אברהם, this is בגאולה, אז מסיב בשם האוויר, שלא יתקע בשלוש שעות ראשונות, ושהוא דאז מפקד דינה, ואין כדאי לתקוע ביחידות. It says, the first 3 hours of Rosh Hashanah is more or less when people are being judged. So if you are going to blow to your mother or grandmother, don't be yourself for yourself. It's not good to do it individually. Your grandmother has no choice but you.
3 hours of sunrise, because obviously you're not blowing it, you know, they count it from.
From sun, whatever
So
the
that's
machloket
immediate
always is. Whatever the machloket always is. This is why people tell you not to sleep on Rosh Hashanah. Get up in the morning, go to shul. Because this is the time that people are being judged. Look, אלא יתקע להם, if you go to blow your grandmother, אחר תקיעות בית הכנסת, והם יברכו לעצמם. Go blow for them. Yeah, I'm finishing, honey, I'm finishing. או שיכוון בליבו שלא לצאת בתקיעות בית הכנסת. This is fascinating. A man is blowing for others, he can do it for them,
Not for himself.
not for himself. This way, when he comes to his grandmother 4 hours later, he can blow for her and make the bracha
That's
for
right,
himself.
himself
and
at that
she
point.
That's right.
He designates it for
We'll
himself.
stop here with that. So this book's living for a few days. It's Chalek Mav. David, ask your wife to put a nice sign. Dear learners in this room, yes? Please clean the books after yourself. No, that's it says that.
Turn the books there.
I know I believe that sometimes they're unaware. They think that there's someone here that goes from one